Hey, y'all, I'm Caroline.
And I'm Kristen, and we are the hosts of Unladylike, and we are super excited to bring y'all new episodes starting March 30th.
You're going to hear unladylike takes on everything from women and ADHD,
to body positivity pressures with model Tess Holliday,
to family secrets and identity with writer Morgan Jerkins. New episodes of Unladylike are out right now. Listen in Stitcher, Apple, the SiriusXM app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Don't ever underestimate the power of Queen V. Every sector of our lives is pretty much under construction. Family, under construction. Career, under construction. Relationships, under construction. Emotions, I know mine live under construction. Finances, under construction. We might as well be under construction together. Welcome to Under Construction with your girl, Tamar Braxton. Now, y'all look. This week, I'm trying to get everybody on track for Mother's Day. Yup, I said it. I don't want Mother's Day to sneak up on folks. Well, they ain't got time to get no baby mama gifts, they mama gifts, they wives, and the complicated mama's gifts. And yes, I said baby mama because that's what I am. And even if you're not purchasing a gift from me directly, like you should indirectly be showing appreciation by way of purchasing the gift on behalf of your child. Yes, that is baby mama, baby daddy etiquette. Okay? Yes, it's very important. So look, let's be clear. With all the shenanigans that I've had to deal with, homeschooling, working remotely with the children in the background, acting crazy, being the lunch lady, being ate out of house and home. I mean, I can't even tell you how many times I've been to the grocery store this year, Lord. Like, it's ridiculous, okay? It's like the grocery store is like my new shoe bill. I mean, however you hear me. The least everybody can do is plan accordingly to say thank you to all the mamas and baby mamas out there, okay? Well, y'all, I'm so excited to have Dr. Jackie back on the Blueprint later today. And I don't know about y'all, but I was completely blown away by our conversation last week about me and fertility that, y'all, we totally ran out of time to talk about her and her practice and her relationship with the other women on her hit Bravo show, Married to Medicine. But y'all, look, God is good and it's all good. So we're going to get into all of that during the Blueprint today. Now, how we come in with our daily meditations? Now, if y'all tuned in last week, then you know I asked everybody to write down our weekly affirmations and say them to yourselves in the mirror every single day. And you know I did it too, everybody. So it's not like I'm asking y'all to do something that I'm not even willing to do myself. And what I have found is that it's best to write it down on a sticky note and post it on the mirror in my bathroom. And interestingly enough, I found myself reciting it every time I stood in front of the mirror. Well, everybody grab your pen and paper and let's dive into this week's, because I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to bless you and it's going to bless you good. Okay? Now, for this one, we're going back to the good book where the word says, oh, Baba, listen, somebody strap me in. Strap me in, because this is a word. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I don't know who needs to hear this word right now, but baby, tap into this one right here. Now, if you have more bills than income coming in right now, just say, ain't no weapon formed against me, boo. That's finna get paid, okay? Now, a weapon don't have to be like a gun or a knife or something that can physically harm you. It could be a man, girl. It could be a woman, my homeboys. It could be your job driving you crazy. It could be people on the street talking about you. It could be you worrying about how you're going to pay your bills, your car note. Everything seemed to be going wrong. Those things are weapons that are used against you and your spirit to tear you down. And the word says, again I'll say, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And I'm going to need everybody in the church to say amen and amen. So when y'all going through it, remember those words from the good book. All right, everybody. So today, Tamar Takes is on spring cleaning. Now, I know typically this time of year brings out purging things that are too small and swapping some clothes to the front of the closet from the back of the closet. And it most definitely triggers a full house deep clean. But however, this year, I'm not so sure spring cleaning is gonna go down the same way. Let me tell you why, because I'm tired of cleaning. Okay, I've been cleaning for a year. I'm telling you, I've spent over a year consecutively in my house at one time. And there are some new items that's being added to my list of must do for this year's spring cleaning. Okay, so here's my list of this year's spring cleaning, okay? Number one, you need to clean and disinfect the game consoles and controllers. Now, look, y'all. I can honestly say I don't recall this ever being a must, but honey, it has been added to the spring cleaning list of 2021, okay? They have to be clean and they have to be disinfected because they've been in full rotation all day, every day, nonstop, okay? All right, so another thing, guys, is disinfect your vehicle. Yes, in the inside, your nasty ass car. Yes, wipe her down. Now, even if you get your car detailed, I can't say for sure if they disinfect, but wipe that steering wheel down, the console down, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, them hands be dirty, the knobs, the mirrors. Yeah, COVID is real, and so are germs. I think we have learned that for this year, okay? And the last one I'm adding is a WFH section to my closet. Y'all want to know what that is? A work from home design wardrobe. Now, I know that we have been mixing and matching. All of our shirts are real classy and presentable. We've been walking around in pajama bottoms and sweatpants. I know that has been my new wardrobe. So let's just move it on to the beginning of the closet because that's what we've been wearing, right? So you might as well match it up. Put your pajamas, pants, and make sure it just match your fancy top. Well, the spring cleaning look the same for you? Let me know. I'm so curious. You can send your thoughts or comments to your girl at ucwithtamar@gmail.com. And just know ain't nothing that I'm saying is etched in stone as to what you should be doing. But these are just some of my thoughts. All right, I'm finna keep it a thou. Baby, it is all me. All right, everybody, it's time to tap into that Keep It a Thou inbox and pull out a few questions for your girl, Tay Tay. Let's see what we got today. All right, question number one.
Hey, Tay Tay. I've been eyeing a fairly new coworker for some time now. We typically only engage during work Zoom meetings. However, we've had a few random email exchanges, but nothing about anything besides work. So I don't know his relationship status. However, I do know he's not married. I'd really like to get to know him without being obvious about my attraction to him. Any suggestions?
Girl, I don't know. Like, I mean, here is the thing for me. I can't really just put myself out there and ask guys out. I just sometimes believe if guys really want to date you or they take a liking to you, that they would, kind of step across the line and try you. Right? Because it's nothing like hitting on a dude and he ain't checking for you. I mean, my ego is just not set up like that. It's not. So, girl, I would just suggest you wait on the Lord and be of good courage. All right. Question number 2.
Hey, Tamar. I'm really losing momentum with this whole virtual learning thing. It's starting to take a toll on me mentally and emotionally. Mentally, because I feel like it's a nagging responsibility. And emotionally, because I feel like if I don't act as a teacher assistant, my child might not pass this year. Do you have any advice for a struggling single parent?
I do. You need a break. Look, yo, me and my homegirl, we went on a break because it was much needed. The kids needed a break. And I promise you, we came back refreshed, like new people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to change the scenery. You know what I'm saying? And listen, we have been living a very structured life for the past year, and you got to change the scenery. And I think that's the only thing that has worked. Now, I know that money ain't the same for everybody, and the damn show ain't the same for me like it was last year and the year before that as to this year. But, there are some specials. You got to stay online, Google it, see where you can go that's local. Maybe you can do a staycation, but you got to change the scenery. And that's, the only advice that I have because it worked for me, and we single parents. Okay? So y'all better come through with these questions. I know the last one really hit home for me and a lot of other listeners too, but we're just going to keep our heads up high right now and plow through this last semester and trust that we're going to come out on top because I thought my kid was going to fail too, but they not. We are all in this together, and we just have to remember that. Now, if you'd like to have your questions answered during an upcoming episode of Under Construction, shoot your girl a note to ucwithtamar@gmail.com. That's the letters ucwithtamar@gmail.com. And y'all, look, I ain't got all the answers, but you can count on me to always keep it a thou. All right, well, up next, we're going into the blueprint. This is the blueprint. Come on, y'all. Let's go. Last week on Under Construction, I still want a baby, and I'm old. What's the likeness?
Well, statistically, if we're speaking, it's less than a 5% chance. The only thing I can say for masturbation, or menage a moi, we'll call it, is when you learn to self-satisfy, then other people who come along and don't really satisfy, you can, you're like, that's not how you do that.
So I guess there's truth to being like emotionally ready and your vajayjay being emotionally ready. So I guess you and your vajayjay got to be one and the same.
Absolutely.
How you get there? How do you get there?
Okay, keep working on you, and she will follow. She can't help but follow.
Well, this week we're welcoming back Dr. Jacqueline Walters, or Dr. Jackie, as most of us have come to know her from her hit television show, Married to Medicine. Now, she done had her shares of ebbs and flows, and she's also a 2-time breast cancer survivor, and she turned her pain from that into a passionate effort to nurture the physical and emotional needs of women and men who've been diagnosed with breast cancer. And once again, I am so excited to invite my friend, philanthropist, health expert, women's health advocate, and award-winning OBGYN and my coochie specialist, Dr. Jackie, to Under Construction. Now, we're going to pick up where we left off, talking all about the Queen V.
Okay, keep working on you, and she will follow. She can't help but follow. If she doesn't, we got things that we can help you. We have O shots.
What's OSHA? Oh, you do all this in your office, right?
Yes.
Okay, tell me what you do.
We can take your platelets, platelet-rich plasma, and inject it into the clitoris and the anterior vagina. Because as you platelets back into your clitoral area, it makes her more sensitive. And you can get spontaneous, ooh, ooh, ooh. When you're walking, you might feel it.
You might feel a ghost.
Yeah, you'll feel
the
it.
Ghost.
Yeah, the ghost. When you leave your body, ghost.
Have you had that before?
I did. I took the class, so we all had to do each other. It works. It works.
Oh, you sound like a satisfied customer. Praise
Yes.
God.
Yes, it works.
Really?
Absolutely.
So one might lose that, like going through an emotional time, going through a lot, or just older age, or what is it?
Both. Emotionally, if women are not into it, the rest of the body doesn't work. You don't get lubricated. You lose your juicy Lucy. And then as we age and estrogen levels drop, testosterone levels drop, we're not getting as much of that as well. So emotional, that's why you want to be in this certain place as you age so that you're there, because some things physically are going to change.
Yeah. So what's the name of this miracle shot?
It's called O-Shot, orgasmic shot. Yeah.
So is it a shot, or is it that thing that they put in? Like, because I saw Tawana get hers done.
That's a vaginal rejuvenation with heat, where you're like heating up the collagen bonds so that they become stronger. This literally is, I take your platelets, I put them into a small syringe, I inject them back into the clitoris and into the vagina.
A shot in my cooch? Oh,
Yeah.
no. That's
It's not
okay.
painful.
Me and my cooch is not going to get along no more. That's all right.
It's not painful. Yes.
You mean it's in my what's now? You put it in my
We're putting it in the
clitoris
vagina.
or my lips?
We can plump up your lips with the same stuff, because as you mature, you're going to lose some volume in your lips, and they're going to go a little flat as you age.
What?
Yeah, girl, that's what I'm telling you. You don't have to just sit home and say, my vagina is not working. We got things to help you.
I can get lips injected. Wait, I can get
People
lips
do it all the
injections
time. You can get lips
in
injected.
my lips.
Yes.
I don't think I want that.
It's called
no
a
more.
wing lift.
And usually around what age? Just like after you had a bunch of kids, you think the wings start to deflate?
I think just around 50 or so, you're going to start to see some loss of volume in those lips.
Oh, because I'm still at Daffy.
Okay. All right.
Still at Daffy. She just emotionally
just
don't
for
like
your
me.
listeners, they may decide that's something they're interested in. It's called a wing lift. And again, we put volume back into the labia majorum, the big lips.
Yeah.
And give her back some puff. The magic
Well, how
dragon.
important is the puff? Does it play a part?
when you look at your body, that's why women do abdominal plasties or tummy tucks. That's why women do their faces. Because when you look at your body, you want to see that it looks good. So same way when they take a mirror and put a mirror there, they want to make sure it looks like it's not like, they want it to have some.
And so that's nothing we could do naturally to pump up the volume.
No.
Okay, got it.
That's like saying defying death. At some point we're going to age and we're going to die.
Yeah. Yeah. But you can look good.
You can look good.
And you can feel good.
Yes.
Well, Jackie, I did not know these things. Because really, I was going to have a talk with Susan and be like, Susan, listen, you better get with the program because the clock is ticking, tick, tick, tick.
And Susie's probably looking at you like, Tamar, you figure it out too.
Oh, I figured it out. I'll talk to you about that later. So let me ask you a question. Let me just jump off that for that start to go somewhere else. Okay.
Yeah,
okay. So let me ask you a question. Now, how important are Kegels? Are they still important, or do we got a shot for that too?
Well, the thing you were talking about with Tawanda or Tracy who had that'll help tone the pelvic muscles up as well, but Kegels are still important. It's almost like saying, how am I going to get some guns? How am I going to get my biceps pumped up? And you put some weight on it. And you want to squeeze the muscle and relax. And it's not easy. If you sit right now and try to do Kegels, you could probably do about 5, 7, and then you're like, whew, that's hard. But there are cultures who they control that muscle so well, they can hold the penis right there in place and it never moves until they say so.
It's actually a gift.
Yes. Right.
In some it's cultural, some of it is gifts.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So you do want to do Kegels because your pelvic muscles look like a sling, like a little swing that's holding your vagina, your bladder, your rectum in place. And as we age and the elasticity goes away and everything's kind of sagging, then you start leaking urine when you cough or sneeze or work out, and then you don't have as much tight tone as you had before. Yeah. So you certainly want to practice toning up your pelvic floor.
Okay, so what's the proper way to do it if we get tired after 5?
Push through. Now I'm glad you asked me that. You can buy Kegel sizers and they're like little cones and these little different apparatuses. If you Google right now Kegel sizer, it's going to take you to a whole bunch of different weighted cones and you slide them in your vagina. Now they have strings on them because people used to put them in there and forget they were in there. And
oh no.
And you have to hold the weight in place. And then you feel like you're relaxing and you grip it again and you relax. And it's like exercising a muscle.
That's a lot of work.
Yes.
Honey. That is a lot of
work.
That's dedication.
Aging comes with work.
That is true. Yeah. That is true. Yeah. Now, what happens if it's been smacked up, flipped it, and rubbed down and stretched out of whack? What do you do then?
So if you watch Married to Medicine, I told them that the vagina is much like Jesus. It's very forgiving. So you can do a lot of things and God keeps forgiving.
Oh God.
And the vagina is very forgiving. Listen, we have babies.
Yeah.
She springs right back. We have partners.
Sometimes, and some people don't come back.
Yeah, but initially, now when you have tried her out 3 or 4 times, there may be a little lag in her springing back. But if you've had partners who are
well endowed, yes. So what do you do with that? What do you do to bring it back to reality, to what everybody else is?
If you can't do old school, this is the truth. We used to do something called an anterior and posterior repair. And we would almost kind of split the queen, cut out some of the tissue, and sew it back together so it was tighter.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And that was to support the rectum and the bladder so you didn't have incontinence.
Okay.
Now we have all the little different apparatuses where we can heat up the collagen and make it stronger that way. But old school, we would tighten her up with surgery.
So you ain't got to do that no more.
You don't have to do that, no.
You can just go in your office and get healed.
Yes.
because the vagina is like Jesus.
It forgives. Hey, I like that. I'm using that.
Yeah,
Come
baby.
to my office and get healed.
And get healed, baby.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I'm here for it.
Yes.
Now, speaking of Married to Medicine, I absolutely love that show.
Well, thank you.
I do, and I enjoy you and Heavenly, and I love y'all together.
Oh Lord, she's a handful.
She's a hoot, child. She is not a handful. She is a freaking hoot.
And she just gets more and more as the season progresses.
I love it, and I love the fact that she cussed, a lot. And and let me tell you why I love that she cussed, because sometimes she just cannot find the word. She's educated, and that does not mean that the word does not exist. That means that word fits for the moment.
Yeah. When you pick up the phone and call her, it's like, hey, biatch. Not saying biatch. That's her intro. And you know why we connect, though? She said a lot of people get offended by her. They get upset about her because her snapbacks are so deadly.
Epic. And epic.
Yes. That a lot of people get offended by it. And I'm like, okay, I just give her one back. And she said, I just have to figure it out when I get home, what you said. And then I want to cuss you out. Because, at the time I told her, when I take my clothes off, Andy, I don't want to look like a busted can of biscuit. She said, I didn't get that until we got off the stage.
Oh, I got it.
Yes.
And I hollered.
Yes.
That is so funny. Oh my gosh.
But this season is amazing in that, and they call me Mother Teresa, but we get to do COVID testing. We physically went to Washington, D.C. and we did COVID testing. And we have all seen the March on Washington. I'd never been involved in it, but being there, seeing how passionate these people are about that, it was so amazing. And then, when the white coats come off, you get to see that part too.
Yeah.
But it was just amazing. Black Lives Matter. We did marching. It was just so amazing to get out and be a part of being the change that we wanted to see. So I'm excited.
I am too. But then you go back to the arguing, which I can't handle. Which one we doing?
Yeah.
Which one we doing?
But you know
showing
what?
unity or no?
But you know what you have to say is when you argue with a fool, it's no longer one but two. So you have to learn sometimes to say, okay. And there's nobody for them to argue with.
Well, speaking of that, because I got to ask you, what's the status of you and Dr. Simone?
We're trying to figure it out. We're really trying to figure out what season are we, and I don't mean television season.
I know what you mean, in y'all friendship, where y'all at.
What season are we in, and who has transitioned? Maybe one of us has become a different person.
You've become a different person. I remember you telling me this as a young age. She was like, Tamar, you can't take everybody with you. Where you're going, everybody's not invited. And sometimes people get upset. Now, I'm saying this, not you, so please don't be on her page harassing her. Come at me. Yeah, exactly. So what I'm saying is sometimes your elevation is not where other people can go to. And sometimes people get upset about not getting an invitation. But what they don't realize is the invitation didn't come from you. It came from God. So you got to take that up with the person who's giving out the invitations. Okay?
Yeah. Are you seeing that happen, though?
I have absolutely seen the evolution happen. I've told you about it.
Yes.
We discuss every season before it comes out and every season after it finishes. And I've seen it. I saw it before it happened. And I remember telling you about it, that it was getting ready to happen. And it did. And it keeps happening. And it's going to keep happening. And some people are just not happy about the invitation that they received.
And see, I don't feel like that is, I think that there's been this great divide and neither of us can identify what happened. When did the transition take place?
When you became friends with Heavenly, I'll call it.
Okay.
When you and Heavenly saw each other on a different level.
But I didn't feel like I had done anything wrong.
You didn't.
And so that's why I was a little taken aback that we had this disconnect. And we talk about it this season where I'm like, but did you not see you over there supporting?
Yes, because that surely happened.
Right.
And the thing about favoring and not being fair, we feel bad about it. When people don't get an invitation and we're favored and we got the invitation and we just move along in our life without noticing that there is a change. But there is a change. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The other people are watching, I'm sorry to say, but from below or from afar. And I ain't even trying to be funny. And you know I'm not. I'm not trying to, make nobody feel bad. I'm not trying to start no mess. It's just we all have different avenues that God takes us in our lives. And we can't get upset because we see somebody's journey and we want to get on that journey. But you're just not allowed. And that's just how it works. You have to stick to the journey. And then that's when you lose your journey, the one you're supposed to be on, because you're too busy watching somebody else's.
Well, what I've always said about TV and life, though, is be true to who you are.
Yeah.
And don't dibble dabble into what everybody else is doing. Like, I'm happy for everybody, but I do know there's a calling and there's a lane that we're all supposed to be in.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, it ain't your fault,
So we'll see that kind of work itself out or not.
Can I call it?
No.
Please.
No. Don't call it. Don't call it. Just stick. Look, next topic.
All right. But is anybody else mad about your relationship with you and Heavenly, though? That's all I want to know.
I don't think so. I don't. And the crazy thing about it is Heavenly and I are so different when you wake up in the morning. I just have always allowed her to be heavenly.
Yeah.
And as crazy as it comes out sometimes and as rude as it can be, it just doesn't bother me because deep down inside, she doesn't mean any harm.
No, and she has a good heart. I can see that. And because you got your practice with me.
Yeah. Now that's true. That's true. We got it. Yeah. So it's just amazing though. And I'm glad you are just shedding a light on. There's a metamorphosis that will take place in everybody's life if you let it.
If you let it.
Yeah. That's the key. You got to stop fighting it because you saw it and you were just putting up hands and fighting and trying this and trying that. But when it was time, it was time.
Yeah, it's a real thing. And control is a real thing, too.
Yeah.
Because we all want to have control over our lives and control over our future because we feel like, we can steer the boat the best. And we just can't. It's not our boat to steer.
I think when I got diagnosed with breast cancer twice, and then I became the infertile OBGYN, and then, life went on, the whole played out in the media, infidelity, all the stuff that life does. I got to the point where I submit. I'm like, whatever God does, whatever he brings to me. Now, he still made us free moral agents, and we have a will and a desire, and, make your desires known unto him. But once I saw it, like if something happens, I go, okay, God, what do you want me to do?
Because that's just what happens.
Yes.
After you've been through all of that. Now, see, that's what I be talking about when people be looking at, your journey.
Yeah.
All they see is the elevation. They don't see all this other stuff that you got to go through.
That you hid in the house when I'm about to burn your clothes up and the police coming because I'm about to have a waiting to exhale moment. All the stuff that you go through. No, they don't.
And breast cancer.
Twice.
Yes.
They don't see that part. You're right.
They don't get it.
Yeah.
They don't get it.
Yeah.
But all they see, but that's why I said I wasn't trying to be smart or, be mean or anything, because they forget about the struggles and all they pay attention to is the elevation. And you can't do that because you got your own path. You got to stay. Listen, I name them now. I call it the 405, the 10, and the 5.
Okay.
These are all highways. Here in LA.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, if I'm supposed to be on the 405, keep me on the 405, God. I'm not looking at the 10. I ain't looking at the 5 because it ain't got nothing to do with me.
Nope. And if the traffic is backed up and you moving slow, just move slow and hush.
Just go along with it because he got you and he got this.
I love this girl.
It's true.
Who is this? Where's Tamar?
Oh, that old one is gone, honey.
Yes.
She is gone. She had fulfilled her purpose.
Wow.
Yes, and now here's this new one who is excited to be under construction and don't have it figured out and want to heal out loud.
Yeah.
Instead of be out loud.
Yeah. And a lot of people
and help others.
A lot of folks want to hide it and go into this place, but people need to see that, I'm going through a healing. And so that is amazing.
We're speaking with my girl, Dr. Jackie, from the hit reality show, Married to Medicine. Stay with us. Bombas makes the most comfortable socks in the history of feet. Bombas has literally rethought every little detail of the socks we wear to make them way more comfortable. But these socks do more than keep feet cozy. They help give back to the most vulnerable members of our community. Because for every pair of socks you purchase, Bombas donates a pair to someone in need. The generosity of Bombas customers has allowed them to donate over 40 million pairs of socks and counting through their nationwide network of over 3,000 given partners. And the impact is more powerful than ever. To those experiencing homelessness, these socks represent the dignity of putting on clean clothes, a small comfort that's especially important right now. These socks are colorful, cozy, and perfect for backyard fun this summer. I love that there are many options, especially for summer outings. Plus, my purchase helps someone in need. It's a win-win-win for me. Give a pair when you buy a pair and get 20% off your first purchase at bombas.com/Tamar. That's BOMBAS.com/Tamar for 20% off your first purchase. Bombas.com/Tamar.
Hey, y'all, I'm Caroline.
I'm Kristen, and we are the hosts of Unladylike, and we are super excited to bring y'all new episodes starting March 30th.
You're going to hear unladylike takes on everything from women and ADHD.
There was that part of me that was so afraid that someone would look at me and go, no, you don't have ADHD, you're just looking for an excuse.
To body positivity pressures with model Tess Holliday.
I really have struggled with my body, and it's only been the past few months that I've been okay with giving myself permission to love my body even on the days that I don't like it.
To family secrets and identity with writer Morgan Jerkins.
I realized that I'm not just an African American woman. After I left Louisiana, I started to identify as an African American and Creole woman because that's who I am.
Plus, we're debuting a new advice series called Ask Unladylike. We'll be answering listeners' burning questions about complicated friendships, uncomfortable family issues, toxic workplaces, you name it.
New episodes of Unladylike start March 30th. Listen in Stitcher, Apple, the SiriusXM app, or wherever you get your podcasts.
We're back into the blueprint talking to my longtime coochie expert, OBGYN, Dr. Jackie Walters.
I just don't know if they know the Tamar that we knew.
What that mean?
Tamar. Girl, don't make me tell some stories, because we know that girl.
Was she that bad?
Oh, yeah.
Was she?
Yeah.
She wasn't bad at
Okay,
all.
let me remind you of a surprise birthday party you had one time.
I don't like surprises. I keep telling everybody, stop surprising me. Now, that part of Tamar thing.
Okay, but the whole weekend she was upset.
Well, it was displaced anger.
Okay.
And do you remember?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Right. So.
All right now.
But you still would handle things so differently now.
Oh, I would handle them differently
Yes.
now because I can't do anything about what other people's choices are, and if I had the chance to do it again, which I'm sure I will have an opportunity to hang out with my friends one year, all of my friends and their spouses, and my spouse, I'm going to spit into existence, then I would just enjoy the people that came.
Yeah.
And not worry about anything else.
Yeah.
And really enjoy the people that came and really appreciate them for coming and
see who you've
be
become,
in that moment.
Though. Look at this person and where whatever life brings, I'm gonna sit there and look at it and enjoy it and just feel.
Yeah, because I miss so much being mad.
Yeah. Now you need to say that out loud. People don't realize they spend so much energy it's so many more facial muscles, so much more not breathing because you're sitting there mad that you miss out on life. Yeah. Because I'm telling you.
And I missed a lot.
Yeah. But I can tell everybody, everything I've gone through, though, I have allowed it to just give me purpose.
Yeah, man. It's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true. And, what is life without purpose?
None. And here's what I want people to hear. I know this is your podcast. Your purpose may change with time.
Preach!
You were not born to be whatever all your life.
Yes.
Your purpose will change as you change and as life kind of pushes you over here and pushes you and you have strong muscles in this area. Your purpose becomes different.
It really does. And that's why you can't get stuck.
Yes. Now.
That's why you have to embrace the elevation.
Yes, yes.
Jackie, can I come on your podcast?
Would you please?
I want to come on your podcast. What are we going to talk about? Vaginas? Or what do we talk about?
I think we just talk to each other. Don't we have great conversations? Because I
always
love
have.
this girl. So I've not really had a chance to sit here and talk to this girl. I watch her. I scope her out on Instagram, and I notice like you don't even respond to stuff that you used to respond to.
No.
No. Girl, you know you used to be hours trying to explain it and respond. It's like whatever. Block.
Yeah. I was always looking for validation, you know what I mean, through other people. And I have it with me.
With you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's with me.
Yeah, and you deserve that though.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you deserve that because this person who you became, you know, you started to use your voice the way you wanted to use your voice. Yeah. And we got a chance to see what you have been seeing, but just to see you blossom and become who you are now is amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jackie.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
And now we got to find an amazing partner for my vagina.
And let me tell you something, though. If you keep being amazing, this amazing Tamar will attract that person. You don't even have to look for it.
So I keep hearing.
No.
I'm not looking.
No, I'm
not
serious.
looking.
Like you didn't listen to us when we were like, just be you, be calm. When you just embrace who you are and where you are, and people keep seeing that smile and that peace that surpasses all understanding that you walk in now, they're gonna say, "Who's that?" Like everybody knows who Tamar Braxton is, but somebody's gonna walk in the room and say, "Who's that?" And that's when it'll happen for you when they go, "Wow." And so just keep being you, keep loving you, keep growing. And then that amazing person will, and I know you want a baby and you're like, I need him to come on because I want me a baby. However, just be you. Be patient, be kind, and just keep saying, God has given me a miracle.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
And I truly know that.
Yes.
I said it before, but I truly know that. And God, I know you're listening. Can you hurry up before I end up with somebody pop? Thank you.
Oh,
All
Lord.
right. I'm not going to hold you no more, but this part of the show.
Yes.
It's called The Takeaway.
Okay.
When I'm interviewing you, it's called The Blueprint, and it just talks about who you are and what you're up to and things like that. Did we talk about that?
No, but that's okay.
What you up to? I want to talk about that.
So,
what's going on?
You know, I'm still seeing patients, tons of patients every day. So the OBGYN practice remains a practice. I have just become more involved in my Medi-Spa where I am making women love themselves again, whether it is with an old shot, laser hair removal, facials, bioidentical hormones. So I do the Medi-Spa. Married to Medicine is still season 8. Here we are.
Still popping.
Yes, I'm doing my podcast, Dr. Jackie's Point of View, so that we can talk about sex, intimacy, down there, healthcare, but just being a woman and what it takes to just seeing women like you become who you are. Then I have a whole bunch of other stuff. Crazy enough, I had acne, adult onset acne, and I finally got it all cleared up. And I'm like, okay, women need something. So I am working on creating like a balancing serum for the face. So
we need that. I don't know how I got adult acne. Where did that come from?
The hormones are just confused right now, and you got a little more androgenic hormones and oil. Lord. So I'm trying to do that because as you age, you're going to notice where you go from oily to dry. So I'm working on that with a wonderful team. So I'm just staying busy. Yes.
Busy and blessed.
Yeah, and then don't forget the Queen Bee. I think she's behind
the book,
me, right?
baby.
And it was so wonderful during the pandemic because women couldn't go to the doctor. So they went to the book to find out, well, what's that smell going on down there?
Oh.
Yeah. And they were able to do this or do that. So I just and I enjoy what I do. And then I enjoy my husband. For a long time, he was not my friend.
Right.
Yeah, we were not friends. We had to go through that nastiness that played out for the whole wide world to learn that we could be friends.
That's so great.
And so,
how did you not let that part of your life break you?
There were days when I felt like I was breaking, but there was something on the inside of me said, get up. You know what? You're not making history. Infidelity happened in the Bible.
Yeah.
And then I said for Curtis, one, I'm like, dang, I don't want no new husband at this age.
Girl, tell me about it.
I gotta train him all over again.
Yes,
and get
you
to
do.
know him.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, so I didn't want to do that. So I walked in, and the world was so hard on me. I got nasty grams about you are weak. You're not.
Because they wanted you to leave your husband.
Yes, and I kept saying, my husband's a good person who's done a bad thing.
Yeah.
And because I didn't want to reinvest in anybody else, I'm like, let me take the man I got and let's figure it out.
Did you ever think that was not a deal breaker? Because before it happens to you, a lot of women say that's a deal breaker.
Yes. And I said that. If my husband ever cheats on me, I'm out. But we were filming, and I refused to take a black man and destroy him up for reality TV. I was not going to disregard him or disrespect him or degrade him for TV. Because I didn't want to, even if I didn't stay with him, I didn't think it was my job to tear him down.
Yeah.
So if I left, I was going to leave in peace.
Absolutely.
But I wanted to stay because I'm like, I just don't want to, because when you get together, you're dating a representative.
Yeah.
The real person doesn't show up until a few years into it, and you're like, who is this?
Yeah.
That's not who I married.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I just wanted to stay there and work it out. And now I can say things to Curtis that I couldn't say. I can do things that I couldn't do before. And it's just my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys had to go through that to get here.
Yeah, it was hard.
Yeah.
But we went through that, and and now we're friends, and we can just coexist. We can be in the same house and never have to really talk, and nobody's mad because we're not talking.
I keep hearing that.
Yes. Yes.
But how long do you go without talking?
I said, I'm going to talk to Tamar. He said, well, I'm going to the basement because you'll be in there for a while. And it was
that good understanding. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Holler at me when you get back.
Yeah, he said, I'm going to the basement and watch. Just go talk. Go ahead. And so that just had to come through us going through some stuff. And I could have done like a lot of women and walked away and say, I'm done with it. But I just didn't want to do it all over again.
Yeah, because you got to think about that part, honey. It's the part of that. When that pride jumps in and be like, I'm leaving, and you tearing up your house, and you done cut your house in half, cut your bank account in half, and then now you're lonely and single, all because you ain't want to sit down and do the work with your husband.
Yeah, and that's what it takes. Now you see it. It takes some work. You have to bend. Yeah. And your pride is broken. So there are a lot of, because when I said that was embarrassing, and it all played out on TV, and it all, and the things that people couldn't see that played out that we weren't willing to share.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
Whoa, that was a fatal attraction situation for a while.
I'm sure.
Yeah, and people didn't get to see that part.
Yeah.
So it was like, I loved me enough that I'm like, these are the things I'm not going to accept for me. Mm-hmm. I didn't tell Curtis who he had to be. I knew what I wanted and what I wouldn't accept. And that's what I worked on, is what I need and what I want. And if you fit in, you stay. But if you don't, I understand.
Yeah. That's some really, really good advice, because I'm just going to come out and say it out in the open. It's not a deal breaker for me.
Yeah.
It's just not. I ain't saying go out and try me. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, better try Jesus, right?
Try Jesus.
Right.
But it's not a deal breaker for me, because I've been through so much. And I know that, sometimes we make the wrong decision.
Yep.
And it could really turn into something really messy, really nasty. And the worst decision doesn't come from you. The worst decision comes from the person who did something to you. You know what I mean? And so they're living with a bunch of guilt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to give somebody an opportunity to work on their stuff.
Yes. Yeah. And then sometimes forgiveness really isn't for them.
For them.
It's
for you.
There you go.
And that's where the work is. Come on, somebody.
Yes.
Jack, I can talk to you all day. I can talk to you all day.
Yes.
But I think my biggest takeaway, you know, from this conversation, I think it's accepting what God has for you and all that He has for you.
Amen. Amen.
And I see that on you. You're like, it's been a lot. A lot of people don't talk about your struggles. A lot of people talk about your successes because they forget. You're so successful that they forget. And that's the kind of God we serve, you know. Yes. And I know that that is to come, you know, that the success and the successes and the wins would be so big that people would forget about everything that you went through that tried to break you along the way.
Yeah, they don't know if seed has to be planted. A lot of dirt is thrown on you. And
That's
then
some
you
good stuff.
germinate. So you got to break out. And then when you start to blossom, that's what they see. But they forget the part when you were underground and when dirt was being thrown on you. And then you wake up one day and new Tamar, honey. The new Tamar.
Or the Queen V, baby.
Yes.
Dr.
yes.
Jackie, everybody.
Yes. Oh,
Do you
I
have a
so
takeaway?
love you.
I love you too.
You know what, Tamar? To see this manifest, this person that we prayed for, we cried with. I was scared that I was losing my sister and she was going to die and I didn't get a chance to. That is so powerful to me. What I know is there is a God.
Yeah, man.
Because the girl that people thought they knew is gone.
Yeah.
And the world may not always forgive you or believe you. You just keep being you. You just wake up every day and you keep being you. Because you are being the change that you want to see.
Oh.
And you're going to leave a mark in this world that'll never be erased. You already have with your voice.
Oh, thank you, Jackie.
And so God gave you a miracle because he loves you so much. And favor ain't fair.
It ain't.
Yeah. And you just keep doing what you're doing, put one foot before the other. And people don't forget you're human. There may be one day where you a good Tamar who might cuss.
Oh, I
You know?
cuss.
Right. Well, cuss out. Cuss out. But you may have those days where you're not always going to always have a good day, but it doesn't make you a bad person.
Facts.
So I don't know this girl, but I love her. I always have. I mean, I was always the girl defending. No, you don't understand what she means. Yeah. So.
Thank you, and I love you too.
Yes. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of Under Construction.
Oh, yes. Come on now. And I'm serious about doing your podcast. Please book me.
Yes, we got you. We will get in touch with your peeps. Okay.
You still shooting, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I want to come.
All right. Well, love you so much.
I love you too.
New Tamar.
Stop making me laugh, Jackie.
And just be you, and he's going to find you.
I believe he's going to find me, but I don't want to marry Pop-Out.
Okay, well, can you put some eggs on ice then?
I can still do that?
You can. So you can still freeze eggs, not fertilized eggs. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Nobody told me that.
I'm telling everybody, every patient who comes through me, like, don't fertilize all your eggs with one set of sperm.
So that's where that saying came from. Don't put all your eggs in one basket through IVF.
Yes. Right. I tell every woman, because you'll wake up one day and the new person is there and, there you are.
Or you'll be Tamar with all these churn in the freezer and what I'ma do.
Yeah. But you can still work on freezing eggs.
Okay, I'm going to do that.
Yes. So now in a lot of the clinics won't see you, but if you go to New York, they freeze everybody's eggs.
What do you mean, New York? What you mean a lot of clinics? What you wait? Huh?
Yeah, after 40, a lot of the fertility doctors be like, because you lower their success rate. Because statistically, you won't stimulate and make a lot of eggs, so you make their numbers go down. But there are some clinics who go, I don't care. Her AMH is fine. And they checked your ovaries. They'll hit you with the drugs, pull out eggs, and freeze them.
Y'all know how there's like some people that you can just like vibe with. Well, that's how I feel about Dr. Jackie. She's just so real and I just love her so much. And I'm so glad I was able to share our conversation with you. So if you'd like more details about any of the Queen V procedures we've discussed during this episode of Under Construction, I truly recommend Dr. Jackie. And as y'all already know, she's been my personal OBGYN since my teen years. Or you can just follow up with your own existing OBGYN. Somebody that you trust with your coochie. All right, well, that's our show for today, ladies and gentlemen. And if you want to hit me up with a question or comment about the show, shoot me a note to ucwithtamar@gmail.com. That's the letters ucwithtamar@gmail.com. And listen, everybody, if no one else tells you today, remember that I love you and I mean it, because we're all under construction together. Bye.
Under Construction is a production of Mo Sauce, a Stitcher brand. It's produced by Angel Lavis. Our recording engineer and sound designer is Rashad Smith. Music provided by Radio, an Audio Everywhere company.
More